Matt is having regret in his fake tears and he don't taste them because they ain't there. So Noelle is rehearsing for the fashion show for Cargo that Cynthia is doing. Cairo and Sheree comes in and Cynthia has Cairo walk in and it's just like his walk is horrible. Sheree is asking about money, of course. What is he going to be getting? This is his first runway gig in modeling. You don't get paid, but of course Sheree doesn't understand that. So Portia is on the phone with Phaedra and she's talking to her about this whole baby nut. Todd to sign the baby nut with all these requirements and all, and Phaedra's like, you know, just send it to me. And well, at first she was telling her, you know, she basically telling her she want her to have a husband. That whole baby nut stuff is stupid. And Kenya cousin Shy comes over and they're sitting and they're talking. So they start talking about the whole Hawaii trip. As he's sitting there talking, you know, she's telling her like she was getting blamed for everything. You know, telling her how she threw a divorce party for Cynthia and Phaedra just got upset and kind of was blaming her for her divorce. Kenya was like, oh, you know, she doesn't want to forget. Shy is like, what, the church lady doesn't, you know, don't want to forget. Started talking about Matt. And Kenya is saying how King's birthday, which is her dog that Matt got for her, is his birthday coming up, and she wanted to call Matt to tell Matt, you know, thank you for the dog. You don't want nothing to do with this man. Why are you steady calling him? Why are you steady getting in contact with him? How is it going to be a friendship? Like, if y'all not able to work in a relationship, how are y'all going to work in a friendship? So Candy goes to Mama Joyce's house. Mama Joyce and Noah and Bertha are cooking food. They're cooking chicken. They're cooking all this unhealthy Southern cuisine food. Mama Joyce asked Candy about the Hawaii trip, and she was just like, oh, drama. Noah was like, well, you know they don't like you anyway. And Candy was like, yeah, well, some of them I could say they don't really like me too tough. I was like, oh, and that's why they won't invite us to none of the trips. So Aunt Bertha come out of nowhere and like, cause we'll eat them hoes alive. Now, Aunt Bertha, you too old to be sitting up here hollering about eating some hoes alive. Candy is a grown woman. Let Candy handle her business the best way she knows how. Mama Joyce asks Candy about Phaedra and her divorce and how is it filed or is it final or whatever. Candy was like, well, you know, she keep acting like they're working through it or they trying to work through it and all of this stuff, but Portia came out and told it that it was final. What irks me with Candy is that I notice every time she goes and meet up with family or she goes and meet up with her employees, it's always about Portia, Phaedra. It's never about business, it's never about family, it's always about the other girls. So Phaedra comes to Cynthia's house and he tells Phaedra that, you know, it's the divorce final. You know, Portia came out and told that it was. Phaedra was like, oh, so Portia mentions a lot, doesn't she? She could have waited till Phaedra said something instead of putting her business out there because it wasn't her place. So she tells Cynthia, you know, she was just upset because she couldn't celebrate her family being torn apart. You know, she has nothing against Kenya. She has no ill will, no feelings or nothing. It's just she was offended and it made her uncomfortable. So Dumb and Dumber is sitting there talking about this whole baby nut stuff. Todd is just not with it. He don't like the idea of a baby nut. He don't understand. He's like confused. Childish. It just reminds me of Cynthia with that whole friendship contract with Nene. If you just want to have a baby girl, just go and get a surrogate or go and adopt or go to a sperm bank or just have sex with some random guy and get pregnant. Like, so Cynthia's having her fashion show in the hood and it's hot. You know, it's a dungeon and it's hot. It's underground and people are fanning with plates, with plastic plates. People are sweating, you know, Bob is in there, so Bob gonna sweat regardless. Cairo is late. Well, Cynthia calls Sheree and like, where's Cairo? You know, he's not here, he's late. Sheree is like, oh, you know, he should have been there, but you know, traffic is really like hectic right now. So afterwards, Sheree comes and she's like, oh, you know, are we underground? She was like, practically, yeah. She was like, yo, because when I walked in, I heard water. It's like a sewage or something upstairs. Everywhere you go, you have to find something negative about something somebody else is doing. You had a fashion show with no fashions, no clothes, no shoes. You didn't even have a piece of jewelry. You gave people pictures, a perfect illusion. And she's just like fanning and fanning. So the guy who works with Cynthia came and went and spoke to her and kissed her on the cheek. And she was like, oh, that's a wet one. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. And she's like, what's going on? What happened? What's wrong with the air? And I noticed a lot of these girls, they have events. And I don't, is it a Atlanta thing or something? Because I noticed a lot of time they have events and it's always somebody hot. There's no air, everybody fanning, using plates from Dollar Tree, fanning their faces because they so damn hot. Ray and the guy was kind of like throwing a little shade, like little minor shade at each other. And then when he walked away, he was like, you know, I'm going to go make sure everything is all right. And the lady that was with Sheree, it was like, oh, you know, he tried to come for you. And she was like, oh yeah, he tried it. Phaedra brings Winston to this attorney by the name of Oscar. So she doesn't want to help him because she doesn't want to get involved with the whole Candy and Candy Coated and the old lady game. She don't want them coming after her and bothering her. So she's just like, no, you know, she kind of refers him, but she didn't kind of. She referred him to another attorney that could help him with his situation. And he's telling him how, you know, they had an oral contract. This is the thing, you cannot, no matter what, friends, family, no matter what, you have to protect yourself at all costs. So don't allow someone to get over on you. So if you have to make them sign a contract, then you do that. But don't just look at it as, oh, you know, this is my friend, oh, that's my homegirl, it's my bestie, whatever. So I let them slide. I'm not gonna put them through all that. No, you have to, because at the end of the day, if y'all end up not being friends and things don't work out, and one take the idea from another, there's no contract. It's nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like his word against hers. He brought the idea to her for the restaurant, and she kind of, her and Todd took it and ran with it and went and created it. He said with the play that Candy had a mother's love, that was his idea, and she took it and ran with it. Basically, Candy has been stealing from this guy and not giving him what he deserved. I'm assuming that's what he's saying. It's very common, especially in the black community, that women would hang, you know, straight women would hang around the gay girls or the gay boys or whatever and kind of steal from them and act like them. And basically she's been stealing from him, and he ain't even profiting off of any of this stuff that he presented to her, and she took and ran with it. Afterwards, the guy say, you know, he may have a case. So Kenya goes to this pet store that has clothes for dogs. Matt comes in with flowers and a bag. Him and Kenya goes in the back area. Kenya approached him with the whole, him and Cynthia talking, had a conversation. He was like, he wasn't really feeling it because every time you have a conversation with someone, it's always what Kenya wants and what Matt did was wrong, and it's never what Kenya did was wrong. And he's just basically telling her, the reason I'm acting like this because you never take responsibility for your actions, and you never take responsibilities for your words or anything. I always have to take responsibility and you don't. Basically, you know what I'm saying, what he's saying. And she's like, oh, you know, I have to go. I have to step out for a minute. So she walks out and leaves, and Matt follows behind her. He just telling her, like, why can't I point out your flaws? I want to point out your flaws. You point out mine. So it's just like, oh, Matt, this is why I don't talk to you, because of this, because you act like this, and you do this all the time, and I can't take it anymore. And Matt started, you know, getting fake emotional. He was being fake hurt. He just looked like he was faking, like he was just fake crying, you know, the whole time. So he was like, you know, oh, if there's so many people that you have that is better than me, why you keep coming back to me and stuff. And then he opens up about how they had sex in the truck the other night, because she wanted it. And she was just like, oh Matt, don't do that, and stuff like that. So you basically keep saying how this man is so abusive and you so afraid of him and you so scared. So I don't know what's going on with them two. Matt is crazy as hell. Kenya is even crazier. She's controlling. He wants to control, but he can't. So I don't know how this is going to work out with them two. Most likely it won't. He walks off and leave him right there, fake crying and fake hurt. Video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all my social media down below in the description box. And I will see you guys in the next video.